Hello, everyone, and hello, Josh. Welcome. I'm going to give the word to you in a sec. I just want to tell the audience here in the studio that we're having a Zoom presentation, share and tell. And for you here, when Josh is speaking or anyone on the screen, you know where to focus on. So I'm leaving it up to you, Josh.
Thank you, Rutkai. Hello, everyone there. I can't see you, but I hope you can see me okay. Hello, it's great to see you. It's just an incredible opportunity to be a part of the Cadence Festival. I want to thank Gemma and Yannicka and everyone at Corzo for this opportunity to collaborate with you in this really incredibly unique way. Of course, I am coming to you live from New York City. Our choreographer, Annalee Traylor, is coming to you live from California. So we are spanning 3 time zones for the creative process. And it's a really incredible testament to the power of art making, and I'm just thrilled to be with you. My name is Josh Prince. I'm the founding artistic director of Dance Lab New York. We are celebrating our 10th year as a nonprofit organization. We are the only independent organization that is exclusively dedicated to promoting and advancing the art form of choreography by gifting vital resources to a diverse range of dance makers. We provide space and dancers and structured time, including a rehearsal director, salaries, all of the support structures that we can offer to dance makers so that they can practice their craft and test their ideas free from the pressures that are commonly associated with production. We are decidedly process-oriented, and we are thrilled to be in collaboration with Corzo to support Annalee Traylor this week. About a year ago, in fact, maybe almost exactly a year ago, we supported Rutkai Ospinar, the incredible rehearsal director today, Rutkai. Yay! A year ago, Rutkai was a choreographer that we supported in our lab by providing Rutkai a company of dancers here in the United States via Zoom. And then we later came back to the Corzo, and we were discussing if we could reverse that model and see if we could provide a choreographer here in the States with a company of dancers there in the Netherlands at Corzo. And I cannot thank Rutkai enough, of course, everyone at Corzo for their support, but especially Rutkai, who so wholeheartedly engaged again as our rehearsal director, brought with him these incredible 4 dancers behind him, who understood this process, that it is completely incubative. You are the first people to take part in sharing, seeing the work in progress. Annalee's explorations this week, you are the first to see it. Annalee, thank you for sharing with us today where you're at in your process. Rutkai used his lab to explore elements of movement for his production of Workline that he produced there, or was produced rather, at Corzo this January, I believe, this year. And so this research and development is really important to the future of works, whether the choreographer knows the work that is coming, that they're working on specifically, or perhaps in Annalee's case, where it's generating a new idea out of the blue that maybe couldn't have been pre-planned. So we'll talk about all of this once you see some dance, and we'll chat with maybe Rutkai, with the dancers perhaps, certainly with Annalee, and perhaps Annalee's collaborator, Claire Marie. Lots to get to today. So before we begin, I just want to introduce, first we'll introduce the dancers, and then we'll talk to Annalee a bit while the dancers can stretch or warm up in preparation for our first piece. So dancers, why don't you say hello and introduce yourselves, if you would, please.
Okay, go. Hi. My name is Kino. I'm from Spain, and I'm here working now in Netherlands, and I'm freelancing in Germany. Yeah, I'm 27. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hello, my name is
Amazing.
Rochelle. I'm 31 years old. I'm from the Netherlands, and yeah, I'm also based in Holland, freelancing here. So
Hi, I'm Aya. I'm originally from Japan and I've been living in the Netherlands for about 8 years and freelancing here. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Polly or Polina. I'm from Russia, 25 years old, freelancing in the Netherlands, but originally came here around 6 years ago to study at Kotter. It's a dance academy in Rotterdam.
Amazing. I cannot thank you all enough for your beautiful hearts and minds and artistry this week. We're going to talk a little bit about working via Zoom and with Annalee. I may ask you some questions there, but go ahead and get ready, warm up, do whatever you need, get in the zone. And I'm going to introduce Annalee Traylor to the Zoom room. Hi, Annalee.
Hello, hello.
It's so wonderful to have you with us. I am so honored to be able to support you this week in this way. First of all, tell everyone a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit about your dance background and how you came to this experience, really.
Well, first, I'd just like to say the pleasure and the honor is all mine, and I'm so grateful for this incredible opportunity to cross international connectivity with the artist of Corzo. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Dance Lab New York. I'm Annalee Traylor. I'm a creator, choreographer, and director originally from Huntsville, Alabama. I studied high school at a conservatory, the North Carolina School of the Arts, where composition was really sparked and nurtured and instilled in our training there. And I went on to study at Point Park University, where I obtained my BFA in dance performance. I then went on dancing professionally. My training consisted of ballet, modern, contemporary styles. And yeah, I trained very young in tap and jazz as well. So that all informs my movement language and my movement vocabulary. Yes, I danced professionally in Pittsburgh with a contemporary repertory company rooted in Black dance traditions. And then I freelanced in Los Angeles, and there in around 2016, 2017 is when I turned my full focus to making work. Yeah, I stopped dancing professionally and just decided to fully choreograph and moved to New York and continued to choreograph there. And that is where I applied and learned about Dance Lab New York through some friends, and how rare and unique and incredible the opportunity is to have all these resources. And here we are today.
Well, it is a joy to have you here, and thank you for the kind words. And why don't we'll get to a bit of what you've worked on. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're about to see first, and then we can talk about it on the flip side. You might work with the dancers a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what we're about to see. I know you had said that this was like methodologies that unraveled into a piece. I think you had said to one of our colleagues. Can you talk a little bit about that? I think people might be fascinated to learn that this is how this was built.
Absolutely. That's absolutely correct. And I came in, my approach to this process this week was really research-based. Like you just mentioned, I came in with a blank slate, and my agenda was just to really explore methodologies and approaches and strategies for creation that I had never done before. So that was really fascinating and really eye-opening. And through these methodologies and explorations with the artist, it was very generative, and it generated a lot of material, and we kind of like wove some sections together into a chunk that you're about to see. And that's what was derived and came out of, manifested from these explorations with the artists.
I love that so much. I have so many follow-up questions. And before I get to them, why don't we watch it and then we'll talk on the flip side.
Great, wonderful, wonderful.
Amazing. Can't wait.
Yay, married, love y'all. Ah.
Dancers ready?
Yes. Yes. Ooh. Oh. Okay, guys, okay, we need to do it now. Now, okay, let's go. Yes. 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 Yes, 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 go, 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 go. Yes. Um,
See you come a long way. But you never had me, never had plans for a normal life. It's crime, too busy earning, you can't get enough. Just busy earning, you can't get enough. You think that all your time is used. Too busy earning, you can't get enough.
I'm late for work. 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 I'm late.
Yeah. Good job. Love it. Fantastic. What? Wait, what? Put it down. I think we need some help. That's better. Good. Keep going. Well done. Quicker. But don't sit down too much. Good. Go back. Start over. Start over. Quicker. Go on. Not so fast. Stay creative. Go down. Be more feminine. Don't act so provocative. Be a man. Be a strong man. Don't be so arrogant. Be soft. Good. Show me some emotions. Don't be crybaby. Go up. Start over. Be stronger. Be quicker. Faster. Faster. Go on. Don't quit. Go on. Yes. Turn around. Don't look at me. Go back. Wait, what? Go back. Start over. That's better. Go on. Quicker. Wait. Stop there. Back. What? What is he doing? Start again. Go again. That's better. Not so fast. Not so soft. What is he? What is he want? Start over.
Can I try that?
What is that? Start over.
I want to say something too.
Wait, what?
I want.
Hold it. Don't let him come here.
Say
Hold
something.
him. Put him back. Go back. Start over. Start again. Stick to the rules. Stick to the rules. What's going on? What's going on?
I'll be.
What's happening? Let me go back and start over. Behave. Please behave. Start over.
Oh, look at her. She is. But look at her now. Oh, boy, she is weird. You got something to say? No, I didn't think so. No, you. Listen it. Softer. Bark, 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 like a dog. What? What? It was so hard. Can you go take over for a bit? Can you help me help out a bit?
My dog. I think I lost my dog. I lost my dog. I lost my dog. I don't know where it is. Wait. Looney! Looney, come here. Hello. Can you imagine that I lost my dog? Do you see my dog? I don't know where it is. It's so little, like brown. He was with me. He's really small. And it was here and now it's not. Por favor, my dog. La quiero mucho, 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 mucho. ¿Ahora qué hago yo, tío? Luni, por favor.
That was round one.
Amazing. I can't start my video yet, Rutkay. I may need your help with that.
You can't stop your video?
You can, hostess, now I can. Now I can, I'm back. Oh my gosh, that was unbelievable. I have so many questions, thoughts. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, dancers. Annalee, that was an extraordinary exploration. I mean, okay, wow. Yeah, you're all incredible. This kind of theatrical surrealism, dance theater, surrealist place. I mean, not to create necessarily labels, but just to try to understand this world building that you do so beautifully. And to talk about it in terms of your background, you know, your mother was a ballet teacher, right? Right,
Yeah.
Annalee? And
Yeah.
you didn't actually mention taking theater classes or doing like theater. Did you study theater when you were younger?
Technically, I did not study. I never really had acting. It was just always an impulse and an intuition to infuse characterization. And what I didn't know at the time when I was creating in college or university was that it was very archetypal. The foundation for the characters were really universal and archetypal. And that's kind of what I based my research on in graduate school, is archetype through mythology. But no, to answer your question in short version, no, I did not study theater.
It's really extraordinary. I mean, and you talk about methodologies that you practice that were new to you in this expression, which is really something that's pretty fascinating coming from a graduate program at a very reputable university, you know, for the arts out in California. Can you talk a little bit about what you are capable of doing in this week of exploration that was new for you? Given the extreme, you know, talents of these dancers?
So I just have to say, and I should have stated this before we started the showing, is that this work is in full collaboration and created with the artist.
Sure.
So we were co-writing together and it's a full collaboration. So thank you so much to the artist for your generosity and your trust. I can't thank you enough. Some of the methods were really rooted in improvisational structures. And that was something that I just started to explore this year, really in depth. So I wanted to take that inspiration from my thesis research, but incorporate new approaches and new methods. And I'd like to just mention that my ideas going into this, I was thinking a lot about the colloquial. We talked a lot about the colloquial within where we're from, and also like how we perceive other people's cultures. So the colloquial and like the abstract and the absurdity in the colloquial and vice versa. Like, can we colloquialize the absurd, and can we like make the absurd come through the colloquial?
That's truly extraordinary. And being, given this group of international dancers in an international place, I find that kind of conversation about culture fascinating in and of itself. But given the work that you're doing and the work you were just exploring, did that come to you something you wanted to do before you met these dancers, or as you met these dancers and as you were in this experience, you thought, I'm inspired to do this? Which came first, chicken or the egg, in a way?
I think that it was in the background of my mind to encroach on some of these societal norms and ideas rooted in culture. Now, after our first day, I was incredibly inspired, and that informed the direction that we went the second day, which is where I think, guys, is that when we brought in the colloquial and asking the questions around slang and societal expectations of behavior, and it really seemed universal. Like I always felt that we were able to exchange and communicate quite effortlessly from my end. I even regardless of the screen, does that make sense?
100%, and I see a lot of nodding from the dancers as well. And for those of you in the room who, from one choreographer talking to another choreographer, you really can't achieve the kind of work that Annalee and the dancers are achieving without a buy-in, from the dancers, without an a communal understanding of the approach and the goals. And that is set by Annalee, I'm sure quite clearly in terms of the approach and the goals that we're setting together as a group, whether that is something that comes through inspiration in the moment or whether it's pre-planned. It can be a mixture of both of those things. But until you have a space to try these kinds of, the colloquial meets the absurdist, no one says, I want you to commission a piece and it has to be about the colloquial meeting the absurdist meeting. This kind of space allows an artist like Annalee to write in collaboration with dancers of this caliber, with these kinds of backgrounds. I just have to ask the dancers, just anyone who wants to answer, did you expect to speak this week? Did you expect this kind of theatricality, to wear a wig? I mean, so did you, what was your experience? Just briefly, if one of you could just answer, from your perspective, what it was like to collaborate on a piece like this.
Sorry, we have a mic here.
Yes.
Well,
Holly. Oh.
I think Rutke prepared us a little bit on the first day of the warm-up that the work is going to be theatrical. And then all of a sudden we went into something very physical with Annalee, and a lot of coordination and a lot of this like quirky qualities that we had to find somewhere. But it was overall always going hand in hand together. This theatricality kind of fitting the physicality and vice versa. So it was, a whole
Amazing.
thing.
Amazing. You also dove in so beautifully. Claire Marie, say hello. This is a wave to the screen. Why don't you introduce yourself as well, Claire?
Hey, I'm Claire Marie Niminich. I am a sound designer for theater and radio and film.
Amazing. And just tell us what brings you to Dance Lab this week.
Oh, well, I got the unexpected and glorious opportunity when Annalee invited me. We had, spoken earlier in the year about, man, I wish we'd gotten to collaborate together at some point because I feel like I really get and I really dig what Annalee does a lot. Yeah, so she invited me to come in and kind of try to add some sound, either live or composed. And we were kind of working that out over, well, at Zoom and, it doesn't really.
Yeah.
So I ended up recording a couple pieces for them to work with in rehearsal.
Yes.
Amazing. Welcome. And again, another example of the importance of incubation and the ability to connect artists in different fields in order to meet one another, work with one another, be inspired by one another, so that work can come out of that organically. Annalee, is there anything that you wanted to say about the work we just saw? Anything that you wanted to add to it? Would you like to move on to our second piece? What would you like to do next?
I would just like to add that, yes, Paulina, you reminded me, like, we were also working in heightened emotional states. And I think we were exploring that. We were exploring persona and the distortion of persona in the beginning with the really coming close to the camera. And then with Kino's moment, we have been working towards exploring like a heightened embodied emotional state and like the sensation and where to draw from. And yeah, I think, yeah.
So evocative and emotional and just the type of exploration that is so, I think the word for me is brave. I think it's such a brave exploration on every artist's front in that room. And also I want to just thank you all for sharing it today with everyone. It takes an extraordinary amount of vulnerability to do this kind of work, let alone with a stranger on a screen. Although Annalee had mentioned, within day 2, I think it can be hard for all of us to comprehend in a way, although more easily now after the pandemic. But to make dance in community over Zoom is a very unique, it's a different way of making dance. It is not the same as being in the room. However, it doesn't preclude, Annalee and I were talking about, sometimes being in the room, you can get stuck and have difficulty communicating in person. And then sometimes over Zoom, it goes so quickly and it latches in so effortlessly. So there's no real telling one way or the other when inspiration and flow will be achieved. So it is very possible to make all of that incredible work. Yeah.
I'd love to just add, following up what you were just sharing, Josh. For me, like the artist, the keen perception to the awareness through the camera and their sensitivity and their incredible artistry, I think really helped us dig deep in a short amount of time. I feel like the days for me went by so quickly, and I threw so many ideas at them, and they were all we just went in right away. And I think it's just a true testament to the artists, just very keen and perceptive and sensitive and generous and incredibly talented, of course. So.
Hear, hear. Couldn't agree more. And one of our principles here at Dance Lab is providing the best environments, the most sophisticated dancers, the most sophisticated space for the choreographers, because it does make things move more quickly, right? Yes, when everyone comes with a certain level of sophistication, this is what allows for the work to dig deeper, the work to move faster, to utilize this incubative space and raise it up. Correct, exactly. I love it so much. And you four are perfect examples of that. Do you want to, and I want to thank Corzo as well for this, again, for this collaboration. We couldn't do this without you. And we are so grateful to be in partnership with you for this week. Annalee, do you want to share this next short clip of your next exploration?
Would you guys mind if we, went into our second section? Wonderful. Please
Amazing. We'll catch you
enjoy.
on the flip side. Annalee, anything to know before we see this? Anything you'd like us to know before we watch?
No, I would just, yeah.
Great. All right.
Thank you.
I guess I'll always feel the same. Love is strange. Oh, P.S. I love you, baby. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I don't know.
As long as there's been a night and day, it's been you and your crazy ways. I love you long as I can remember. Your precious love's burning ember. Together, baby, how can we lose? Always been to me, baby. A long time friend, been a long winter clad with lovers again. Way back long ago, we made a vow. I don't quite remember now, but it ended. Yes, I love you, baby. I'm pledging my heart in you once again, just to be your man. Give us some kind of chance, 'cause I love you, baby. I love you long as I can remember. Precious love's burning ember. Together, baby, how can we lose? We are united, baby. Long time lovers, no need to fight it, but we discovered. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. I love you long as I can remember. Your precious love's burning ember. Together, baby, how can we lose? Always been to me, baby. Long time friends, been a
Around here.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Tell us about, I mean, how provocative. Annalee, tell us a little bit about what that piece, how that came about.
I think I was interested in extremes among contrast and the tension created in that. Yeah, I was thinking a lot about contrast and rhythm and funky coordination and connection amongst the dancers, amongst the artists, right? And subverting expectations.
Well, that's for sure. Subversive is a phenomenal word. Root Kai, come out for just a second if you wouldn't mind. so we can also give you a thank you. What was it like? I have to ask you what it was like. You know, you have a unique perspective, Rutkai, because you've been a choreographer in the lab. But you've also been now this rehearsal director watching Annalee. What was it like to kind of facilitate this collaboration?
For me, it was really a joy being a rehearsal director this week. Also quite an adventure to make sure that everything's running smoothly over Zoom. And we had quite some equipments we were working with. So besides being a rehearsal director, I was also assisting Annalee, and I'm very grateful for her letting me assist her actually where needed. But it was most of all really a joy, especially seeing them having really fun and delving into the deep, I mean, creatively, artistically, but just being themselves. But that was also because Annalee announced it in the beginning like that this week would be a playground for them. And I experienced it the same way. I'm happy.
Amazing. I love that so much. It's just really, you know, for those of you in the room who may not be as familiar with dance making, you know, Dance Lab New York itself was founded on the principle that choreographers are writers, just like all other writers, working with themes and motifs and characters and storylines and you know, all the things that writers work with. We just use the body in order to write. And we are also one of the few, I think, kinds of writers that use community to write. It's rare that we write solo on ourselves only. Is it possible? Absolutely. Does it happen? Absolutely. But the majority of the time, we can only write in community with others and with buy-in from others and with an open heart and an open mind from others and an extraordinary facility and talent from others. And Rutkai is as well a part of that collaboration and community, whether that's utilizing Zoom or whether that's in a room with Annalee as well, our associates, our help, our friend. It's all part. You watching this right now are part of our process as well. To that end, I do want to ask if there's any questions from the room before we end today. If anyone in the room has a question for Annalee or for me or the dancers or Rutkai. It's okay if you don't, but I can't see you, so Rutkai will have to let me know.
I don't see any questions.
No hands. All right, fine. All right, they're all too scared. No, we've answered all the questions. That's what it is. We've answered all the questions. Annalee, about the last piece we just saw, is there anything you would change?
Oh, I don't. Do you got? I don't have any changes. But I think, yeah, could we look at something?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think it would be wonderful to see the line again. And like the breaking of character, the snap of character for Aya into this isolated moment. Yes. And go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait, is it
1,
fast?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8.
Yeah, good. That was good. That was better. Yeah. Nice.
And Annalee, what was better for you about it?
I think just the clarity. That was the only, I have to admit, that was the only part in everything that we showed that actually have counts. I'm not a big count person. I'm a rhythmical person. So a lot of it has I use my voice to do the rhythms. And that was kind of a funny thing. I think the first or the second day, we were putting together a phrase and it was transposing from me to them. And I think Rochelle said, well, maybe if we have counts, it might be a bit clearer. And I was like, oh, but then he goes, but I don't think you like counts, do you? And I said, no, you're right. I don't like counts.
I was actually here for that. I zoomed in. I was observing for that one moment, and I remember that. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. I mean,
Mm-mm.
sometimes we can absorb counts really quickly in order to get to the thing we want, and sometimes the use of counts really inhibits the finding of the thing that we want.
Mhm.
And sometimes we just don't count. You know, we have there are choreographers who are like, someone else has to count this. I don't do the counting part.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's
think-
amazing.
I think that time it just seemed more confident. I think that's what I liked. I think that's what was better for me, is that it was just like a nice like snap, and then it was more confident when they were doing the movement.
Mhm. And what do you take, you know, you'd spoken to one of our associates about the feeling of liberation or trust in yourself with this week,
Yeah.
Annalee, because your work has, to my eye, has such a confidence in it. I mean, it's a bravery and a confidence and a real, you know, vivid quality. Do you feel that more after this week? Or, you know, to hear that you might have found more trust in yourself is pretty surprising to me, because it seems like such a, you know, a trusting room and a trusting process.
Yes, I think liberation is a great word to describe. And it was also really thrilling for me to just suggest and propose something and just see the creativity that was sparked. And just know that it's a right direction for the way that I want to continue creating work. And it's centered
It's
around
amazing.
community. Yes, like you were saying, I can't make work without the artists. So it's centered around community, and I really want to emphasize that in the generation of material. And also we did, Root Kai, you were saying we did emphasize the word play. So yes, I built more confidence in myself thanks to the artist for being so open and generous.
Thank you.
Well, there's a great saying that I love: serious art is born of serious play. And that is exactly what this is all about: to make serious art, and to make groundbreaking art, or to make anything that really raises questions, or pushes limits. One must have some form of serious play. And that looks like what you did this week. I love that so much. Dancers, do you have anything else you want to add before we end today? Do you have anything else you want to say? I would just want to open the floor in case you have anything to add to the conversation, since you were such generative artists in this space, and so, you know, beautifully involved. It's okay if you don't. I just wanted to open the floor. Come forward.
Just feels so weird that this is like last moment we're doing
Yeah.
something together. It also developed into, yeah, like a habit, actually working this way. I don't know, Annalee's voice was always so present in the studio, thanks to this kind of technology. But yeah, feels weird.
Yeah, I would love to say thank you so much, because I really enjoyed a lot. We really enjoyed a lot the process. The timing, it was passing really fast all the time, and I don't know. Thank you to make this and to make it fuck.
It's not fair. Don't ask me to speak in another language. It's fine.
No, really, I enjoyed a lot. Thank you so much for everything, because it's a pleasure to work in this way. And from all of us, we enjoyed a lot everything. I would love to repeat, because I didn't expect from this Zoom this amazing creation that we did. Honestly, I didn't expect, and I'm so happy. And I bring this to me for all my life.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think also it was such a nice thing to have so much trust coming from you, Annalee. Like you were listening to all our ideas, and if you, let's say you didn't like the idea so much, you were very clear, like, no, thank you, I like the idea, but maybe we do something else. And then, but this is a very good way of communicating, because you can also be like, oh, that's great, let's try that. And then, you know, it's like, from you, it was so nice and clear that all the ideas were accepted, thought about, taken seriously, and then moved on when it was time and taken like into the piece when it was the right timing for that as well. And I think that was a really nice thing. The trust from you and like the mutual trust was I felt very much appreciated.
Thank you for sharing that.
And I think part of the goal of the lab is to promote that kind of conversation that is not rushed or pressed for time because or pressed for product, because there is no expectation here of product. At the end of this process, all of this is for the dancers, for Annalee to take away, and it's owned by you, right? So we provide a space for this creation without expectation, and I think that alleviates sometimes some pressures that can come when we include things like time constraints, product pressure, money, all those things. So I love hearing this feedback as well, because that's the goal, is to provide artists a space where that is taken off the table and they can really take a moment and time to practice listening, because that takes practice as well. It takes practice to do that back and forth and then take that away into your professional life and utilize it even when the pressure is on.
Yeah.
So I know we are at time. I don't know, I forgot to ask this question, Rukai, if we have a moment in the room with the dancers, and Annalee will say a proper goodbye, but I want to, we could jump back on this Zoom even, but I just want to thank everyone in the room. Please feel free to visit dancelabny.org and learn more about Dance Lab and the resources we provide. In our 10 years as a nonprofit, we've supported over 100 choreographers with incubative space and resource to practice their crafts and test their ideas. And we are so, again, grateful to Yannicka and Hema and everyone at Corzo for this incredible, joyful, easy collaboration, our second collaboration with you. It has been an absolute pleasure. Please support Corzo. Please, I hope to visit in person sometime soon. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining us today. Annalee, thank you for sharing your process and your work in progress. We hope it goes on to wherever you want it to go on to. And of course, Rukai, we are so grateful for your help, collaboration, and thank you to the staff and board of Dance Lab as well. Of course, all of you watching, thank you for your help as well in this collaboration, intercontinental collaboration. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, John.
I'll stop my video. I'll jump back on to say goodbye properly.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much.
Annalee, please stay on.
Yeah, let's stay on. There's no way I was gonna hang up.
Might as well.
Dog.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everyone's leaving.
Your name? I'm hungry.
Oh, yes. I hope that there's food left down.
That's you.
Yeah, it was really super.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all are amazing. So amazing. I mean, you're truly gifted. It's so lovely to see. I know three of you danced in Workline and you were extraordinary in that, by the way. And to see you, you know, do this kind of work as well. I mean, it's just Rutka, wow. Thank you so much for connecting us with these four extraordinary artists. We're just so grateful. That was extraordinary. I mean, I'm just blown away. It was so, it's just the bravery of it and the kind of from all of you is really something to be inspired by.
Thank you. Thank Thank you.
I can't believe is this the end? Like, I just feel like I don't want to leave you, and I'm just overjoyed. I just am filled up with so much joy by working with you all. And you really had such an impact on me. And I can't thank you enough. And I feel like I just want to jump through the screen and give you all the biggest hug and kiss.
Oh my God.
Because it all meant so much to me.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank you.
Annalee,
Thank
I
you.
can't. It is Friday and I'm crying at okay. You know, it's interesting, Annalee, how you brought out such emotion in all of us, and certainly through, you know, certainly me, and I have to say that through the pandemic and through what we started as what are called Nexus labs here, we started connecting dance makers via Zoom across the United States. With dancers in their homes across the United States. So through the pandemic, instead of a group of 4 dancers like yourselves being in one room together, they'd all be in different apartments or houses across the United States. And a choreographer would also be in their own apartment or house across the United States. And at first thought, you would think this would be just really, really just debilitating or challenging. And of course it was hard. Of course, it was hard and it was different. But what I found after doing about 9 or 10 of them was that there was an intimacy built that is a bit different. And I can't explain it, but it is different and it was deep and it was not that intimacy is not built in person, it is very much so. But there is a type of intimacy built, perhaps because we can't touch, we can't see each other, that there has to be a type of lean in with your heart, with your minds that is even deeper, that isn't taken for granted, that then bonds people, even though they're on a screen together in the creative process. And I found it over and over again. And in this kind of moment, and I realized at the very end of this, when you said, I can't believe this is the end. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. We have to like have a moment together, right? To come together afterwards, to say, you know, a proper goodbye and have some closure. And I hope that it's not it is surprising to me, but it's not surprising that it creates such an intimacy and a bond. And an emotion. So, and you all are bonded together as well anyway. And I hope that maybe you get a chance to work together in person sometime.
I wish please come here.
Please, I love that. What?
You get,
We go there.
We
We
go
go
to
to
LA.
you come, yes, you come to the United States.
Yeah.
We need to, listen, we are not there for, we can't do passports yet, but we will, we can't do.
Yes.
But we, are any of you planning to come to the United States anytime soon? I know Rutka, you're coming, right? When are you coming again, Rutka?
October or November?
Great.
Yeah. I'm
Are you
gonna-
going to New York?
Yes, come along. Let's meet.
Okay. Yeah, let's meet up.
Oh my God, please, yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'll take
And I will be in, I hope to be in the Netherlands in the fall. I'm going to be working, I think, in the UK, in London on a project in October, November. And so my cousin lives in Amsterdam, so I would likely visit when I'm overseas. And so I'll try to come by and I don't know, we'll have a coffee somehow. You'll all be working across Europe, but you know, we can try at least to say a hello. I mean, Annalee, it's been such a pleasure. I'm a big, let me just say, I'm a huge fan of Annalee's, been for a long time, and been so excited to support you, Annalee, in whatever you do. Similar to Rutkay, I'm such a fan, and you know, you both represent such bright futures for the dance world, but also just the representation of, between the three of us, especially the diverse sensibilities in the dance field, you know, that come together though to use movement to connect with people and connect with each other. And it's a very challenging it's a challenging art form. It's a challenging road, you know, to get work, to not only make it, but to get it then shared, right? But the first step is to be able to make it. And I can only hope that Dance Lab and what I can do is to be a part of, you know, the opportunity to start and to make something that you then know how to share and how to describe or, you know, promote on your own, you know. So, you know, Annalee, I meant to say this in the share and tell, but unfortunately, I did not. But you know, so many people, as you will encounter, I'm sure, or already have. The question is, okay, where do I go to see that work? You know, or how does the work in the lab end up on the stage? And yes, work in the lab does end up on the stage many times. It does. But I do believe that what you explained, Annalee, about as a choreographer, as a dance maker, to be given an opportunity to grow with our methodology, with our abilities and our self-confidence, it takes us into multiple jobs, into multiple products, into exponential work, rather than just one product getting on a stage somewhere, which is vital and important and necessary, and absolutely 100%. However, what people often don't give much weight to is that in experiences like this, particularly what we take away is our self-confidence and our awareness of our artistry. And for, let's say, Rutkay being able to know, I can work in this way with strangers, whatever, and I can gain the knowledge and the ability to communicate no matter where I go with it. No matter what I do, or I can say, oh, I know what American dancers would do with my kind of sensibility. Interesting. When I am over there eventually, I will know that. It may be years from now, but that is a really important thing to take away. Yeah.
I'm very curious. Was there, now you say that, is there a difference, Annalee, between working with your American group of dancers and working with us? I'm quite curious.
I think that's a great question. And I think what I came to realize is no. I think it's just like the universal community. That's how universal dance is. No, I think it was, I don't think there's anything drastic about it. I think that's just the testament to dance and the power of it. And then also it's just like, for me, it's all about energy. And I feel like we were able to produce a very cohesive energy, even via the screens. And that's what I felt. And that's the priority to me, because I'm so sensitive to energy in the room and it really affects me. And I just feel like it was just cohesive.
It's and thank you again, Rutkay, for promoting such a beautiful energy in the space for Annalee in this way. I'm going to ask the question in reverse. Was there a particularly American quality to Annalee, do you think?
No. I agree to what she says. I mean, at the end, we're all humans, no matter what our background is, we connect naturally. But I think I said to the dancers, if I'm not mistaken, or to the producers, I said, she is very European.
Yes.
When it comes to dance, I New York, and New York is lots of time pressure, fast pace, go, 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 get the material done on stage. And so it was really nice to see Annalee give me a different perception of dance in the States, but also showing that at the end, we're all humans, you know, you connect just by nature. But that connecting by nature only happens if you just show fragility and open up towards each other. So it
What
really-
was what did you say? What did you say? I missed
If
what
you
you
show
said.
fragility.
No, no, European.
European.
About European?
Yeah, that you're like European.
Oh, Europe,
Like-
yeah.
Oh, yay.
It's funny because that's why I asked the question, because as I watched the work, I'm like, listen, I mean, everyone, but I found the work particularly European in its kind of bold qualities and in its patience and in its its approach. I mean, yes, of course, there's a lot of, it's a big country. There's a lot of great, interesting, unique
Yeah.
work of all kinds in this country, of all kinds. Very, very based in a lot of things, but I think Annalee has a unique mixture of American qualities and what I would consider European qualities in the theatricality of America, you know, in this kind of tap jazz ballet. I don't know how
Yeah.
to say it, but it's American to me. And then this patience and this ability to push boundaries and this ability to, I can only define it as a patience and you know, and a bravery that I ascribe to Europeans, because you can work in less pressured environments that create less crutches for artists. Artists have potentially a little bit more ability to take risk, right? And we don't give a lot of time, if any, for risk taking in the United States. And our dancers, as I'm sure Rudkai has experienced, can be very hardcore. You know, I mean, it's what we say, hardcore. I mean, it can be very all about the work in the, like, not that that's not really the right way to put it, but to be very business driven, you know, very, I don't know how else to say it, but it's very American, it's very New York, it's very American.
Yeah.
Rukai.
When we, I want to repeat the material and they were all like, no, we're set to go. Can we do a run? They were like, really like, come on, you show it once, we do it, we show it once. That was really enjoyed. Annalee, what I would like to say to you, like what I experienced this week was, I really saw you in the work. Like I got to know you this week. It was so nice to see you as you are, like really brought alive by them with your work. So
Wow.
I really love to see that.
Wow, that means a lot to me, really. Thank you. Thank you. But again, I just always defer to the artist, because without you, I mean, I'm just here I'm just chilling, and you guys really brought it all to life. Thank you. I hope
Isn't
you
it
had
amazing?
fun. I hope you enjoyed your time, and I hope you had fun, because that's really important to me. Yeah, we can be serious. Yeah, we can be rigorous, but at the end of the day, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, I wanted to, I was really impressed by the music. I wanted to compliment her so much. It was really beautiful. Like the music that the musician made for us.
Yes.
It was
Oh, you're there.
Come in.
Thank
It was
you.
amazing. I don't know how you managed. I don't know if it was coincidence or not, but it was really good timing as well. Like,
Yeah.
yes, what we did, I was wondering if you were playing it live. Like, that's how precise the timing was. It was amazing.
Isn't that funny? So what I wanted, I specifically was trying to make something that would seem like that, even if it wasn't. So there were enough, because I watched your video and I was like, there's enough moments to where it's going to seem like it's like that, no matter what, because I wasn't sure what was counted, what was, you know, and I'm just did it in like, you know, I had like an hour or something to make it, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad. That makes me so happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Claire Marie, there is, I said it to Annalee, I was like, these hours go by so quickly in Sharon Tells. I always think it's forever long, but then at the end of the day, there's like no time to talk. I wanted to ask you about that music and I didn't get a chance, but there isn't it amazing how much serendipity there is in making dance? How much it just like, there is so much that comes together. You're like, did you work on that for, you know, a year? You're like, actually that happened like in an instant. And then other things that take a year, but
Yeah, I think that a lot of art is about trusting your impulses, and when those things are accidents, you know, because a lot of times the best moments, you know, you ask somebody, how did you come up with that? And it's always like an accident.
Yeah.
And sometimes the person like seems a little disappointed to hear that, but like you have to have the wisdom and experience to leave that accident in. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
that's
and
what art is, like doing enough to generate enough
Yes.
and then knowing when to leave those things in.
And to actually have the opportunity to make an accident, because it wasn't an accident before you had the whatever happened before that. So it's just
Yeah.
a part of the process, right?
Nice.
that's so wisely put.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I barely have seen you all in Zoom, and I feel like I know you, and like, I mean, a week with all four of you must have been glorious. And of course, Rutka, I mean, come on.
Rukai, you were
and-
just absolutely the best. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I haven't been able to thank Rukai, and I was gonna do it afterwards, but you made such a world of a difference. Like I was like, I can't hear them. And you were like, hold on, I'll be right back. You made it all work. And really, I can't thank you enough for facilitating and cultivating this beautiful energy and being my eyes and my ears in the studio.
Thank you so much for beautiful words, Annalee. Really.
Thank you.
It
Thank
was,
you.
like, I was fighting to make sure that none of you would struggle going. And I have to say, when it comes to Zoom, Michelle would help me out here and there as well. Like, he would be my right hand.
Thank you, Rochelle. We all need our technical gurus, Lord knows. I mean, that's the only thing scary about doing Nexus Labs is the digital stuff better participate, better, play ball. But it's surprising that it brings together people in community like this in such a beautiful way. Are any of you four dancers also choreographers? Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, Aya is.
Aya, are you?
I don't call myself like professionally choreographer yet, but I like to do it. I'm trying.
Great.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, we'll keep our eyes out. And I think Kino, was it you you dropped the age ball right at the beginning? You're like, I'm 24. I was like, okay, wow. Is either everyone's gonna hate you or you're like, I'm Josh and I'm not 24. That's what I am not 34. Anyway, I am going to let you say your goodbyes. I'm going to say my goodbye and leave the Zoom room. But I hope you will all stay in touch with us if you can, or I believe you're on our mailing list now. Hopefully you'll stay in touch with what we're doing and follow us on Instagram and all the things. I will let you know that the video of this, I think there's a videographer in your room, correct? At some point, someone taking video and photos and things. That will come out later in June. It will come out later next month. So if for any reason you never see it or you want to see it, just let Rukai know and we'll make sure you get to see it if you want. And Annalee, of course, you'll see it. We'll make sure it'll be coming out. You'll see it. And we just hope that you'll stay connected with us and hopefully our paths will cross in the world of dance. So I'll let you all say your own goodbyes. Thank you all so much. This has been a joy and a privilege. And of course, an inspiration. In supporting artists, I get so much inspiration every day. So thank you, all of you. And we'll see you in the city, Rukai.
Guys, see you soon. And I guess
Bye all.
next year. Ciao.
Well, ciao.
We love you, Josh. Thank you, Josh.
Love you, Annalee. More soon.
Love you.
We'll stay in touch.
More soon.
Bye. I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. All right, here we are.
Well,
You were
Annalee,
frozen. Okay, there you are. All right.
is there anything you would?
Love you guys so much. I really do. Love each of you already. And I hope that I can come back. I can come to you
Yes.
and I can give, and I can see you in person. Yeah.
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 It would be like a logical continuation. It was so challenging and interesting, and yeah, also seeing for me the guys, because we work together with them, seeing it then like such a completely different type of work. Yeah, also kind of getting a bit closer to you. It was fun.
Oh. Lost you.
And also we said that we need another week more. We need 1 week more.
We do.
To continue this process, because I think we felt that it was so short for us.
It
Like,
was like,
yeah,
God.
No, it's freezing. Every time you guys are saying something, it's freezing. At least it didn't freeze.
Yeah, we also don't see you.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, lucky that it didn't freeze during the presentation.
Freezing.
Yeah.
I was saying at least I was like, oh, every time Paulina and Kina are talking, it's freezing. And I go to Claire Marie, oh, at least it didn't freeze during our showing,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Are we back?
We were lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Annalee,
Yes.
give you a huge hug all together and lots of love. Is there anything you would like to say, guys?
Thank
thank you
Yeah,
so
We're
much.
really grateful.
A really big hug.
A big hug. And lots of love. We'll stay in touch.
Lots of love.
This is not a.
Yes.
goodbye. This is a see you later.
Okay. It's a see you later. Yeah.
Please.
Mwah.
Keep well,
Thank
Annalee.
you. Thank you for everything.
Bye bye.
Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Thank you.
Thank you.